Good evening. Park Board President Dorhofer and Vice President Sente are not present for this meeting. Is there a nomination for President Pro Tem?
I would like to nominate Commissioner Robbins for President Pro Tem.
Second.
Are there any other nominations? I did mess that up a little bit. This is now, is there a second for the nomination? And that was.
Okay, all those in favor? Please say.
I will call the roll.
Oh, okay.
Commissioner Geraldo?
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs?
Yes.
Commissioner Robbins?
Yes. Okay, so the time is 6:02, and the April 24th, 2025 regular meeting of the Vernon Hills Board of Park Commissioners is called to order. Would those present and able please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Geraldo,
Here.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Here.
President Pro Tem Robbins.
Here. Okay. Next items is, items under the omnibus vote agenda are considered routine and are non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. If a separate vote on any one item is desired, it will be pulled from the omnibus vote agenda and voted on separately. Tonight, the items are minutes of the special board meeting of March 20th, 2025, minutes of the regular board meeting, March 20th, 2025, and payables and payroll through April 24th, 2025, in the amount of $922,394.28. May I have a motion to approve the omnibus agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, if not, roll call, please.
Commissioner Geraldo,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Robbins.
Yes. Superintendent Mitchell, are there any changes in the financial reports on file for the period ending March 31st, 2025?
No, there are not.
Okay, thank you. At this time, the board will hear remarks from the public. Remarks will be limited to 3 minutes and no board response will be given. Are there any remarks to be heard? Please stand and go to the podium and please say your name and your address.
Sure. Sean Ains, I live at 208 South Deer Path. I just wanted to express possibility of putting a half basketball court in the south end of Garbanian Park. I live on Deer Path. I have a short driveway. There's no way for me to put a basketball hoop in my driveway. In addition, though, we have like several young families, my neighbors behind me, 2 houses down on either side, all have young kids. We're all in support of having a basketball court there. I know there's a basketball court in Deer Path Park at the north end, but it's a 1.5 mile walk for us to get there. It's really not feasible just to go play basketball. I don't think it's going to be a noise issue with it being so close to 45. I don't think it's going to affect any of the homes in the area there. If we're able to fit in a half court on the south end of Garbanian Park, there's a big green space there. It doesn't look like it's being utilized. So I do believe it would be a perfect spot if one were to be able to be put there. And that's it.
Okay, well, thank you. We can't respond, but we will get back to you with some of our comments.
Thank you.
Okay. Tonight, for unfinished business, we have none. Under new business, the Turtle Creek Water Park Lazy River Bid Award. May I have a motion to approve the recommendation by staff to reject all bids received for this project?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, if not, roll call, please.
Commissioner Geraldo,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs,
Yes.
President Pro Tem Robbins,
Yes. Next item under new business is the Carriage Green Playground presentation. Mark, would you like to begin the presentation?
Is it up there?
Oh, it's at the podium.
Is it on? Make sure it's on.
Good evening. So, we are here today to discuss Carriage Green Playground, which was part of our capital improvement program. The original Carriage Green Playground was originally built in 2003, and it has not been replaced since. Playgrounds generally have a 20-year lifespan, as we all know. Well, not we all know, but for your information. So the current structure there is currently 22 years old, and it is in need of replacing. The structure there is recommended for 5 to 12-year-olds with bucket swings for children 2 to 5 years. Yeah, let's hope. Is there a PowerPoint?
Yes.
How are you? That's a good point.
Mark, you don't have copies. I mean, I have, I got a paper copy of the board presentation. Oh, it's on now. Okay, great.
Yep.
So Carriage Green Playground, as I said, we are looking to replace it this year through our capital improvement plan. This is the current play structure that is there now. But before we get into what the new renderings for the new playground look like, I'd like to discuss a little bit about how we have playgrounds designed. I want to explain the process of how the structures are picked, activities are chosen. So really what we look for in a playground is ones that promote physical activity, cognitive strength, and emotional strength. Physical activity is pretty straightforward, but each activity has its different benefits. Balancing increases the understanding of body positioning and control, gravity support and counterbalance. Sliding enhances core stability and provides children with body and spatial awareness. Brachiating, or many of us know it as monkey bars, increases strength and hand-eye coordination, as well as rhythmic movement. Spinning develops posture control, as well as helps children learn about speed, force, and directional qualities of movement, even if they don't know what those things are. They still learn about it. Climbing assists with spatial awareness and coordination, as well as builds strength, endurance, and flexibility. And lastly, we have swinging, which promotes fitness and whole body awareness, such as the timely transfer of energy during movement. Cognitive strength can be improved on playgrounds through activities that stimulate problem solving, memory, and decision-making skills. Play structures like climbing walls, obstacle courses, and mazes encourage children to plan their movements and think critically. Games that involve rules such as tag or hide and seek promote strategic thinking and impulse control. Interactive elements like puzzles Balancing equipment and imaginative play areas also help develop focus, creativity, and cognitive flexibility. By engaging in these types of play, children naturally enhance their cognitive abilities in a fun and active environment. Lastly, we have emotional strength, which can also be improved on a playground as children learn to navigate social interactions, manage their feelings, and build confidence. Through play, they experience a range of emotions, such as joy, frustration, or even disappointment, and they learn how to cope with them in healthy ways. Activities that involve teamwork and sharing help develop empathy, patience, and cooperation. Facing and overcoming challenges on the playground, like climbing to the top of a structure or trying something new, boosts self-esteem and resilience. These experiences help grow emotionally stronger. Children grow emotionally stronger in a supportive and playful setting. Now we'd like to walk through the two options we have. Option number one, you see here. I'll go through the components in a second. So this is what we have figured out. It's a small space, and if you see these blue lines around each structure, those are called use zones. And they need to be clear of any obstructions within those use zones because children can fall with the swinging. If kids jump, they need to be safe. It just promotes safety all around. The CPSI course or the ASTM regulates these use zones and how safe children can be. So if we look into, go back here, this structure has two different slides, one a little higher and one a little lower, that will help children, when they feel more confident, they can develop themselves and go to the more challenging slide, if you want to call it that. And so it promotes their development of their risk-taking, their just how comfortable they feel. It helps them feel, promote that physical activity and coordination. Next, we have our accessory panels. The kid is my child. So these accessory panels really support child development, including those with disabilities. The 3 in a row, you've got your sensory fidget panel. So these sensory panels encourage interactive play. So you could do 3 in a row, you could play with other kids, you can make patterns yourself, build your imagination. They help define fine motor skills and offer a calming experience for kids who benefit from this type of sensory input. These would be the 2 climbers on the first option. So as you can see, if a child is not fully comfortable climbing up, they have the option to take the smaller steps and work their way up. Or if they are very confident, they can take the larger steps and they can move themselves up. So the development can grow with the children when they are ready. It's not just 5-year-old use only, it's really 5 to 12 use. Same with the Elio climber that you see there. They can slowly work their way up, or they can take the big steps and make their way all the way up. So this is on both options. This is called the accelerator. So they stand in there and they can spin, the children can spin around. And then we also have the brachiating, or the monkey bars, in a different style pattern. But it would allow children to go slowly, or they can go quicker as they develop. Option 2, this is more of a unique design. Sorry, let me go back to design 1 here. As you can see, we have a shade structure, and it also has a telescope to help engage children's imagination and promote play. There's also a stool. It's hard to see in the back there, but there's a stool that allows children, if they need a break or if they want to just sit and observe how other children are playing. It's considered an inclusive amenity. So they call them jump-in points, and this is a passive area adjacent to a social cognitive area for children to observe and gain understanding and confidence to engage with their peers. All right, so option 2, we have a different style structure. 1 slide, As you can see, use zones all fall into place here, so everything fits. It's within our recommended regulations for that. So the main structure is called the Odyssey Play Structure. If you take a look, it has a internal climber as well. So that will teach kids about spatial awareness as they're climbing up, make sure it's clear. Same with going back down. And once they don't want to use the transfer platforms and the steps to get up there, they have the option to get up a different way. So there's different challenges and different obstacles for the kids to overcome. Again, the accessory panels. So these are just two different styles. Maze panels promote, so the apple tree panel is considered a maze panel. It promotes problem solving and collaboration while giving kids a fun challenge while boosting their cognitive skills. And then the two different style climbers on this structure are the stego climber and the ergo climber. As you can see, again, you can take smaller steps and build your way up to the larger steps if you feel comfortable, or if you want to go slow, you can. It depends on where you are at developmentally, and there's use for pretty much all 5 to 12-year-olds. One nice feature about the second option is it offers this hand cycler. So it offers physical movement and sensory, affects the sensory domain for children with disabilities. And so we have a lot of components here for ADA accessibility that a lot of people can use. It's very inclusive. There are 2 color palette options we're looking at. The Forester is the one you saw in the rendering, and then the Woodlands is the dark blue with the lighter green slides. So I would like to open this up to any questions or opinions.
Commissioner Jacobs?
It's been a little bit since I've been in this park. What is the shading like? I know we only have one sun covering for the playground here. Is there a lot of like larger trees that'll give shade?
There are larger trees around the playground itself. I don't think a lot of them will affect the playground specifically, but in the park itself, there's a lot of shade.
Okay. Thank you.
No, not on my end.
So, Mark, I have a question. Have we ever done a demographic study? I know this is a small park area, as to how many people actually use this piece of equipment rather than taking their child to another park where there's a lot more options in the playground.
I'm not 100% sure if we've done a study, but knowing the neighborhood, and it's usually, from what we've seen, is it's young families or seniors who have grandkids, so it's easy for them to get out of their homes and walk to the park. So it offers that, quick walk, you can be there in 5 minutes and enjoy it then.
So this does get substantial amount of use, this park.
It gets used, for sure. I can't say the amount of use, but I know it gets used. We're out, my staff is out there every morning cleaning trash and taking care of the playground and making sure.
Okay, so now what is the board, do we do anything now, or are we just?
You're allowed to comment, give direction. If you don't like this design, you want us to go back out, you can tell us that. If you feel that this is a suitable design, and you think that it's prudent for us to take this out to the neighborhood, that would be our next step.
So what would we take to the neighborhood?
We would
2 options or 1?
It really is based on your comments. If you're fine with either and you say, we believe that we should bring this forward in 2 concepts, you can. You can say we can leave it up to staff's decision to do so, and that you're fine with either. What we're asking tonight is just general comments and direction from the board as a measure of best practice to ensure that we're getting your input before we give community or the neighborhood input. And then we'll come back to you with a final design based off of the feedback that we receive and ask for your approval. And I think you can expect that to be either in June or July.
Okay. So does anybody want to make any comment as to the options and what we want to do going forward?
I'm comfortable with asking that we present both options to the neighborhood.
I think the second option is more unique, to your point, than the first option. So does it have more, like, you get like other people who potentially want to come to it because, like you said, we don't have any other structure like that in the community.
Correct.
So like for that, I like the second one better. But yeah, I'm comfortable with having both obviously presented to the neighborhood and let them weigh in.
Yeah. No, I agree with Commissioner Aldo. I like option 2 also, but I think we should bring to the public more than one option. So I could live with either one of them.
Well, thank you. That's what, outcome is that we seek, is that, you guys have a chance to weigh in and provide commentary, and that you at least support the initial look of them and design. It fits within our budget. It provides some diversification of playground vendors throughout our community. And from kind of regionally, so you're not always getting the same playground, which encourages our community to travel about and try different playgrounds. This does service kind of a smaller neighborhood and is located next to one of our community parks in Grosse Pointe.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Okay, the next item under new business is the 2025 Quarterly 1 Strategic Plan Report. Matt, would you like to give us a presentation on this?
No formal presentation. What we did is a memorandum for you based on the 5 strategic areas that have been identified in our strategic plan. Presented to you is an update following the feedback that we received in quarter 4 from the 24, basically the first year of the plan. We did tweak it a little bit and gave a little bit more of a larger overview and not just the items that we had accomplished. So that was some of the feedback that we received. We've included the 24 summaries and noted the things that we've initiated and what we've accomplished so far. So what I am wondering is from the board is this a helpful format for you? Should we continue with it? Are there any other recommendations?
Okay.
Are there any questions on the content provided?
Anybody have any?
Very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, good memory jogger of what we've discussed, but also then helps set out what has already been accomplished.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and I like that it's on a quarterly basis. I can't remember if we've ever gotten this, I don't think so. So I think this is very helpful that we're getting this every 3 months instead of every 12 months. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My only comment would be, if I could, and I know I'm on my way out, so take it for what it is, is, always putting metrics and or then like, hey, this is what we achieved in Q1, but what does Q2 to Q4 look like? So that we know what we're holding the group accountable to, right? I think is something important if you are looking to, expand upon the report. But no, I think it's great. We've never gotten it before, and so it's great to have.
Okay, great, thank you. Matt, would you like to give us a little presentation on the 2025 Quarterly 1 Capital Projects Report?
This is the first time that we're doing this, to my knowledge. We are doing a quarter 1 update of our annual calendar year projects that are included in our capital improvement program. So I welcome, again, any input on the format and any of the information provided. What we've broken down for you is a selection of the projects to be completed in 2025, as well as a tracking of what our status is on those projects, and denoting kind of where they are, whether they're active, that means they're currently going on, in planning, we're in that process before we begin. Pending, which means something that we're considering or before we initiate the project, maybe doing more research on it. And then obviously not started or completed are pretty self-explanatory. I think scheduled is the only other one in there, and that means it's in the future, and that we've got it on the books, so to speak, and generally you've approved a bid or taken some other action on that project. We've also updated or provided a overview of the budget, of what's funding needs are set aside for that, what we've spent to date on that project, and anything that is expected remaining, and whether or not we anticipate that project to be under budget, on budget, or over budget. I provide a little bit of an analysis of what projects are, going on, including tonight's recommendation regarding the Lazy River and Splash area portion of Turtle Creek Water Park. We have determined, as explained in the original memo, that we can do that project in-house and reallocate the funds separately. So as we had kind of discussed during the capital work shops earlier in the year, is to give the board as much input as possible on our capital plan. We had considered doing a summer, kind of mid-year review of our current projects and gaining more feedback and more eyes on our needs, and us as staff bringing projects to your attention to be included in future versions of the plan. So that $140,000 savings to the district can be reallocated, into which that time we would present options for you that we're currently kind of researching. Let's see what else. And then also what we've identified is there is a potential future need for shoreline and especially, we'll call it bridge support, but it's really the shoreline underneath the bridges and restoring those areas before there's further erosion and we have structural issues. So we are in the process of investigating that and trying to take advantage of any funding opportunities that come our way while we continue to develop the full story to be able to communicate to you at a later date. And then last, we have received verbal communication, and we'll wait to hear for official communication on our DCO grant opportunity, and when that paperwork comes in, we will discuss how, timing of it and what projects to assign that to, but that would be from Senator Adrian Johnson's office. That concludes the presentation. Are there any questions or feedback?
Anybody have any questions? The only question I have is, I noticed that there's a number of projects that are pending, not started, in planning. I just wanted to make sure that they will have been at least started by the end of our fiscal year, May of '26. Is that an assumption?
Yes.
You can.
Yeah. This was what we have budgeted, and in our revised financial accounting for the projects, that giant spreadsheet that we have shown you, internally, we have earmarked when those funds are needed for the pay dates and that's what we align with our investment schedule, so that so yes, this is.
I want to make sure that the projects will have either, started by in the next 12 months.
Everything is on schedule.
Fine.
And then as schedules would be updated, based off of conditions that are within our control or outside of our control, we would communicate that to you in our quarterly updates.
Okay, good. But again, I don't think we've seen this on a quarterly basis, have we?
Never.
So
No.
this is very, very helpful.
And this is what we had discussed at the workshops as a next step for us as an organization.
Great. Thank you. And again, if you do see a project that, there's going to be issues and we know it's not going to be started on in the next 12 months, and then would you take it off the report?
we would have a status update and then note in our next steps that we will continue this in fiscal year 26, or in 2026,
Okay.
in calendar year. And then it would get either removed from the plan at the next workshop.
Okay, great, thank you very much. Okay, so now let's do the reports and communications. Superintendent of Finance and HR, Jessica, would you like to give your report?
Yes, thank you. The district did not receive any property tax revenue in March. The total year-to-date taxes received is $6,370,000, or 99.8% of the 2023 adjusted property tax extension. As of March 30th, the district has $6,600,000 in cash and investments. $3,200,000 is invested in 17 certificates of deposits and in treasury bills, with various maturing dates over the next 60 months. $3,400,000 is available for cash flow purposes. All excess cash is invested in Wintrust Money Market Fund at 4.3%, or at different money market funds with investment brokers with 3.5 to 4% rates. As certificates and treasury bills mature in the months ahead, some of those funds will be used to pay for those capital projects that we just mentioned and showed. And some will be left in brokered money market funds as projected. In March, our capital expenditures were $325,000. Expenses included $250,000 for Turtle Creek Water Park filter and pump replacement, and almost $75,000 for rooftop unit replacement at Sullivan Community Center. Lake County delivered the property tax rates and extensions for tax year 2024 to be extended in 2025. Based on the extensions, the district will receive $56,926 less than what was budgeted. The revised draft of the fiscal 26 proposed budget was enclosed in your April board packet. It was accompanied by a memo detailing the draft 3 details. This draft is the working budget, and it includes changes resulting from those property tax extensions and a few additional updates to both the proposed budget and the year-end projection for fiscal 25. The Budget and Appropriation Ordinance 3-25 was prepared from that draft 3 of the proposed budget. The Budget and Appropriation Ordinance and draft of the budget is posted on the district website right now, and also here at the Sullivan Community Center. The public budget and appropriation hearing will take place here at the Sullivan Community Center at 5 o'clock on May 8th. A legal notice was placed in the Pioneer Lake local news publication for circulation today. We do want to reiterate that as we get closer to the current fiscal year end, we will have an update on the capital expenses that exceed the appropriation amounts in the fiscal 25 budget and appropriation ordinance. A recommendation for a fund transfer ordinance for your approval will be provided most likely in June or July, prior to fiscal 25 closing and before audit field work. The Village of Vernon Hills determined a tax year 2023 surplus in Hawthorne Mall TIF fund and authorized the distribution of such in the amount of $1,530 to the Lake County collector to be applied to the Vernon Hills Park District in April 2025. The funds were received and applied to the corporate fund property tax general ledger. Fifth Third Bank delivered $16,000 for the P-card rebate for the Park District Commercial Card Consortium this month. This is on par with what the district did budget for fiscal 25. The Government Finance Officer Association of the United States and Canada has awarded the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting to the Vernon Hills Park District for our annual comprehensive financial report for the fiscal year ending May 31st, 2024. Full-time staff received individual total compensation reports for fiscal 25. The district website was updated to comply with section 7.3 of the Open Meetings Act. That's nothing new, just been updated. The district completed our annual valuation review of assets for Paderma. Paderma asks members to verify both their asset schedules and acreage annually to make sure that we have the proper coverage. Switching over to human resources, the district is currently accepting applications for full-time positions in Park Maintenance 1 and the child care teacher position. Interviews are scheduled for the week of April 21st, this week, for park maintenance role. The head lifeguard positions, which are seasonal positions, are also still vacant. And for anyone interested in applying for any positions for the park district, they are supposed to complete those on the district website, please. That concludes my report, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Okay, anybody have any questions for Jessica? Okay, thank you. Okay, next up is the Superintendent of Parks, Mark.
Hello, again. First news we have in the Parks Department is the water has been turned on at Turtle Creek Water Park. Staff is finishing up installing the height marker tiles. The initial pool cleaning has begun. They're done with the front half. They're going to start working on the lazy river next week. And hopefully by the end of next week, we can start filling the pools. At this time, Stuckey has been working on the pumps and filters. They will be out to cover the startup of the new pump and filtration system, make sure everything's working properly. Hopefully right around the 9th of May. Shelters have been opened for public use. We ask that patrons please respect this amenity that is provided to all park visitors. We encourage park patrons to contact emergency services if suspicious activities are occurring within and around our parks and park restrooms. We'd also like to send a friendly reminder to all dog owners, please keep your dogs under control with a leash no longer than 6 feet, and please clean up after your pets. We have dog waste stations and waste receptacles located throughout all of our parks. Help please keep our parks safe and clean for all to enjoy. And then park staff has completed their prescribed burns for this spring season. They got through all the sites they were scheduled to complete. Some key areas of work included the Century Park shoreline, the creek bed in between Turtle Creek there, and the Hartman Park pollinator garden. Burning helps put nutrients back into the soil and helps the native species grow stronger. So it's a very important thing we do, and it's also a very efficient way to maintain native areas. And that is it for my report, unless there are other questions.
Thank you. Any questions for Mark? Okay, thank you, Mark. Next up is our facility manager, Lacey. You want to give your report, please?
Evening. May 1st is the start of our summer education pass going on sale. This is a 90-day pass that is sold for $109 or $129 for resident, non-resident. This is available to students ages 14 to 25 and all educators. This is about a $50 savings compared to if you had 3 months of a regular monthly membership. We are also offering a new challenge beginning May 1st. It's a 500-mile or 100-mile challenge, 500 miles of walking or running and 100 miles of a swim. So you can choose your challenge, one or the other, and this takes place over the course of a full year. We will have decals on the windows down the hallway in Lakeview. The decals will be on the glass windows there, and then we'll also have the ones for the swim over in the pool viewing room, so participants can track their distances as they go. And then we'll have milestones along the way. Anybody who finishes will be put in for a raffle for a free 1-year membership. So we're excited to get this started. Staff attended the April mermaid egg hunt that took place in the pool at Lakeview Fitness. We gave away 40 Lakeview Fitness passes and 15 leads were registered, so they were 5-visit passes. And staff also plan to attend Loop the Lakes and do the same thing this weekend. Let's see, April 22nd was our Member Appreciation Day. Evolve Chiropractic was there they gave short stretches and massages for anybody who is interested. Our next Member Appreciation Day will take place on May 9th. Our Member of the Month for April is Joe Seaway. He has been a member with us for 6 years. In his interview, Joe shared that he feels that he is a part of the community when he comes and visits Lakeview Fitness. And fitness has been a part of his life since he was in his late teens, so for him to feel part of the community is a big deal for him. On April 15th, the Lakeview Running Crew met at Wiccan Ore with 12 participants and went out on the Des Plaines River Trail. Jason Chambers hid plastic eggs filled with candy and running themed stickers, and 1 golden egg winner received Lakeview swag and treats. The next run is set for Tuesday, May 19th, and they'll meet at REI and then finish at Teriyaki Madness. Tai Chi continues with Master Shi in May. They will meet on Saturdays at 7:30 a.m. And then we have welcomed a new personal trainer, Monica Rosiak. She comes to us with lots of experience, and she is going for her doctorate in a chiropractic degree. And for our community engagement, we had staff attend a ribbon cutting for Options Medical Weight Loss Solutions. This partnership will be mutually beneficial. Options will send new clients to Lakeview Fitness, and then they will attend some of our member appreciation events. And they're also planning to attend our Fall Fit Fest in October, and will provide free body scans that provide members with a lot of information about body fat measurements and their muscle mass content. And that concludes my report, unless there's any questions.
Great. Any questions for Lacey? Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Marketing and Communications Manager. Cheryl, would you like to give your report, please?
Good evening, everyone. Our summer program guide has been delivered to all of our residents. Registration is open for residents and non-residents at this time. We have just shy of a week left for our Turtle Creek Early Bird Season Pass sale. You can save 10% on a season pass or a splash pass if you purchase it anytime through April 30th. And I can just, a little update for those who haven't heard about our second pass this year. Our season pass is our regular pass that we've sold. It is, you can go to the water park, which includes the spray ground, from our opening day, May 31st, to our closing date, September 1st. Our splash pass will give you entry pre-season, weather permitting, to our spray ground before May 31st, and post-season, weather permitting, after September 1st. So those are the two differences of our season passes. Both are offered at a 10% savings through April 30th. We have our outdoor banners out and about in town, letting people know about the opening of Turtle Creek and all of our amenities that are available to have fun and play at the park this year. Our craft beer tasting event is coming up on May 31st. It's been advertised. We have our posters out. New this year is line dancing with Kicking It with Carol. She has a big following. We hope people will come out and enjoy the new feature to our craft beer tasting, in addition to all of the tasty beers that are there. And we'll have a DJ this year. Our Little Beer Rib Fest is in motion, getting ready for advertising and promotion. Our emphasis this year will be letting people know that Friday night will be our country music night. That's new this year. We'll have our blues musicians on Saturday night, which is August 16th, and our country music night will be Friday night on August 15th. This will be, there's a summer fun pull-out section in Daily Herald that will be published May 18th to reaching 52,000 subscribers, and RibFest will be in there letting people know to save the date on their calendars. Our district website had some increased usage over the past month. There was a 58% spike in sessions on April 8th. That's the date that the summer guide was posted to our website. And we had 652 unique sessions on April 15th when registration began. And we saw something similar for the Lakeview Fitness website. There was an increase in page views over the past month. 90% of the visitors to Lakeview Fitness over the past month were new visitors. And on April 8th, we did see a 23% spike in unique sessions. That's the date that the summer program guide was posted. For social media, we have a lot going on. I did compare our Facebook posts from this past month to the same month of last year. So we had 61 published posts in the past month. That's an increase of nearly 33% from last year. And we had a 206% increase in post link clicks, which means there's a lot of people engaging. Over the past year, we've really had a lot more people engaging with our social media platforms. Lakeview Fitness, they had some really cute posts with Instagram and Facebook. It's all about how to train in different ways. If you're training to go hiking, if you're training for vacation, if you're training for rowing. So people really were interested for the videos that were being shown and the Facebook posts. And that's my report for the evening. The rest you can kind of read on your own. There's just a lot of stats. Is there any questions?
Questions or comments?
I just had a comment. Your videos that you're doing for the opening of Turtle Creek Water Park are hilarious. So keep it up
Thank
if
you.
you can.
I will relay that information. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Cheryl. Next, our Executive Director, Matt, would you like to give your report, please?
Good evening. Initial work on the Grosse Point Park project has begun with JSC Professional Services. They've completed their topographical and utility surveying, and we've held our initial meeting. The project is scheduled to have an advertisement for bids to occur in September and contract approval requested in October, potentially a little bit later. The Park District is planning to order the fitness equipment and ninja course equipment in December to try to secure 2025 pricing. Construction is tentatively planned for March of 2026. Moving on, on April 15th, that marked the last day for the county clerk to complete the validation and counting of provisional ballots for the consolidated election. April 22nd marked the last day for the county clerk to canvass the election results and transmit those results to the State Board of Elections. I'd like to congratulate Commissioner Jacobs for winning the re-election for Park Commissioner.
Thank you.
Congratulatory letters for the Board of Commissioners, along with a copy of our summer brochure, were sent to the winners from local agencies serving Vernon Hills residents. The district received news that former Executive Director Larry DeGraff passed away on March 28th, 2025. Many of you might know him. Mr. DeGraff served as the district's Executive Director from January 1997 to March 2009. He was instrumental in several key projects, including construction of the Hartman Pavilion, completion of Kids Castle and Deer Path Park, overseeing the development of the bike path through Sullivan Woods, constructing Carriage Green, Lake Charles, and Hawthorne Melody Parks, opening the Family Aquatic Center, and accepting the donation of Rainey, Central, and Donnelly Parks into the district's inventory. I'm happy to announce that the district is working with the family to do a memorial tree planting near Kids Castle, and that will take place on Friday, May 23rd at 1 p.m. We hope that you can join us. Tonight is Commissioner Janice Geraldo's last board meeting. On behalf of the Board of Commissioners and staff, I'd like to thank Commissioner Geraldo for her 3.5 years of service. Commissioner Geraldo was appointed to the board in October of 2021, has been a part of several significant agency accomplishments, including the opening of Turtle Creek's playground and the whole facility's rebranding efforts from the Family Aquatic Center. She was part of the renovation of Hartman Park, including the completion of an ADA accessible playground, updating the playground at Hawthorne Melody Park, the replacement of roofs at Lakeview and Sullivan Center, completing the renovation of tennis and pickleball courts at Lasham Park, and assisting with the completion of the district's strategic and master plans. Best of all, achieving the National Recreation and Park Association Gold Medal for Excellence. On behalf of the board and the staff, we'd like to present these flowers for our appreciation.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm not opposed, but
He doesn't know what to.
you in the middle. Bittersweet, but that concludes my report. Are there any?
Okay, great. Any questions, comments for Matt this evening? Okay, Matt, thank you. Okay, and next on the agenda is Commissioner Committee Reports and Communications. We have none this evening. Board Correspondence, we have none this evening. So we'll end the meeting with Commissioner comments. Commissioner Jacobs.
Where do I start? I want to thank Commissioner Geraldo for all she has done over the past several years. I'm going to have to find another partner in crime at our select events and set swag, stealing and, wearing of silly outfits, but I know you're not going far, and we know where to find you. So thank you for all you've done.
Okay, I'll go out of order. I'll let you go last.
Thank you.
Yeah, and again, it's been a pleasure and honor working with you these last 3.5 years, and I wish you nothing but good luck, good fortune, good health in your next 50 years or 60 years or 70 years for you and your family. And we're sorry to see you go.
Oh, thank you. Oh man, guys. Wow. I think what Matt left off is that I also got to see the hiring of a new executive director, so a new legacy. I think that's something that I also got to be a part of. So I think we chose well, and everyone in the Park District is in good hands. Gosh, I don't even know where to begin. I should be thanking Jess I always say it's the power of your network. One day I was helping Jess with homework, and a couple months later she said, hey, what about this spot on the Park District board? So that's really why I'm here, because we were both getting our MBA together. It really was on, in terms of my career, what I wanted to do next is join a board. It just so happened to be right in my community. So that's why I joined, is because I work in corporate America, and if for all you out there that work in corporate America, you know that what that does to you, and I wanted to be able to make an impact closer to home, and I've been able to do that over the last 3.5 years. So thank you for allowing me. It's been an honor and a privilege to sit on the board with you all. I know Carol and Dave are not here either, but they've been great and phenomenal and great mentors in just how to think about our community and this role. So thank you, and hopefully somebody who fills this spot will be, you'll all be left in good hands as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Janice. Okay, so having addressed all items on the agenda, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? If not, Amy, roll call, please.
Commissioner Geraldo,
Yes.
Commissioner Jacobs.
Yes.
President Pro Tem Robbins.
Yes. Okay, and the time is 6:54. And it's time to adjourn.